This is the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential. Prudential, a leader in insurance, investments, real estate, and financial services. See why Prudential is today's rock-solid choice for your financial needs.
It's halftime of Game 3 of the NBA Finals, and after averaging just 72 points in the first two games, the Knicks have scored 49 in the first half against the Spurs. They lead it by 3. Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm back with Isaiah Thomas, Peter Vecsey, and Bill Walton. We'll hear from these gentlemen in just a few moments. But first, the Knicks' Latrell Sprewell. This postseason has been the best of times for Sprewell, but it comes after a dark period. In December of 1997, Sprewell attacked his coach at Golden State, P.J. Carlissimo. The NBA suspended Sprewell for the remainder of the 97-98 season, a total of 68 games. He was then traded to the Knicks in the offseason. Peter spoke with the three-time All-Star.
I've made mistakes, but I don't let them keep me down.
Sprewell grabbed Carlissimo by the throat and threatened to kill him.
People say I'm what's wrong with sports.
And the National Basketball Association banned him from playing in the league.
People say I'm America's worst nightmare. I say I'm the American dream. It's like everyone says I'm this, but I'm really not. I mean, I'm human. I made a mistake. I'm this person that had troubles, but I've moved on from that, and I've gotten to where I want to be in life, and that's the ultimate dream, is to as a kid come up and wish you were somewhere and dream about being somewhere, and to actually get there. It's a dream come true.
At forward, at 5, Latrell, Sprewell.
When you came to the Knicks, what position were you going to play?
I think at the time I was going to play the 3.
Is that your natural position?
3? Mm-hmm. No, I don't think so.
So what does that mean? Does it mean that you're going to accept playing the 3?
Yeah, if I'm here, I'm going to accept it, obviously.
The operative word is if. If you're here, why wouldn't you be here?
Well, I would expect to be here. I mean, I'm saying, I don't know. I can't tell the future. I want to be here, and I'm part of this organization now, and that's what my heart is.
I've always gotten the feeling you like being a villain also. If you play the part of villain, do you like to start or sub?
Probably start. On the court, I'll be your villain. I mean, I'm the guy. I mean, in game 2, I mean, nothing against Sean Elliott, but I'm all over the guy. I'm all in his face, in his ear, and saying whatever, just to get myself going and to let him know that he's going to be in for a long night.
Sprewell is yelling at Sean Elliott, being right in his face.
I'm different. That's the fire and the energy that I play with, and it's also me trying to intimidate a guy to a certain extent, and that's just me. That's the way that I play. It's the mean streak that's in me.
I would have loved to have heard what you and Jordan were talking about when you went up against each other.
Jordan? No, Jordan's the man. No. How can you talk to Jordan? He's accomplished so much, and hey, he's my idol anyway. So
I saw so many guys, young guys, coming up over the years that did start talking trash to him. The Miami Heat guys who were into
Sean Leonard, mistake. Big mistake, right? He learned quickly though. See, that's why I never said anything to Mike. You leave Mike alone.
Do you have any idea, how big you could be in New York? I covered the Knicks when they were winning championships, and do you understand that you could be every bit as big as Walt Frazier?
That hasn't really hit me yet. I mean, and that's something you don't really expect to happen. And if it happens, obviously that'll be the greatest thing that I could ever ask for.
The celebration has begun here at Madison Square Garden. Latrell Sprewell is dancing around the four corners of the court with his arms outstretched. I think he's thanking the fans.
That was the ultimate. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. It was a way for me to show the fans or thank them for the support that they've given me. That was for me to do. I mean, it was our bond. I mean, like, when I get introduced or when I come off the bench as a sixth man, I mean, they're there supporting me. It was a way for me to give back to them or just, you know, look into their eyes. What can you say? It's one of those moments you know you're going to always remember. And, you know, I want more of it. I'm dying for more.
Sprewell has one more year left on his Knicks contract. He told Peter that he wants to remain in New York and that if Garden president Dave Checketts asked him about playing for Jeff Van Gundy, Sprewell says he has no problems playing for him. When we return, we'll talk about the first half between the Knicks and the Spurs. First, a message from Prudential and a word from the NBA. At halftime of Game 3, the Knicks lead the Spurs 49-46. The first quarter was their highest scoring quarter of the finals so far. They broke out offensively with 32 points and had the size edge in the backcourt, Isaiah. It wasn't anything they did when they fiddled with their starting lineup. It was because of foul trouble.
Yeah, when Mario Elie got in foul trouble, it created the mismatches at the guard spot that the Knicks have been waiting for. You see Allen Houston here going over a smaller Jaren Jackson inside the post. Also now with a mismatch being guarded by Antonio Daniels, able to fake him off the screen, come up and shoot. Then you have Sprewell being double-teamed, frees up a Chris Childs wide open for the three-point shot. Now, when the Knicks lost the lead in the second quarter, they only scored 17 points because they went to the small guard lineup when they went to Childs and Ward. Consequently, they weren't able to produce as many points as they did in the first quarter.
You know, the fact that Elie was in foul trouble and Jaren Jackson was being exploited by Sprewell allowed Daniels in the game. He's buried as a point guard, only played 3 or 4 minutes in this series, comes in as a shooting guard, basically, hit 3 huge psychological baskets for them. And Tim Duncan, he's one of the true superstars. When things are going bad at one side of the court, he can instantly make an adjustment, get over to the other side. He doesn't have to wait to see the stat sheet at the end of the game. But the Knicks are fit to be had, Hannah. They've lost the momentum. They've lost most of their lead. The crowd's out of it, and they become a jump shooting team again.
Led by as many as 14 points in the first half of Bill. Meanwhile, the Spurs' strength has been their interior defense. Why wasn't that as effective for much of the first half?
And San Antonio was not sharp defensively. They were flat-footed as they stood around and watched the New York Knicks role players score inside, and that's just as not San Antonio basketball. Chris Dudley, he even scored at the hoop. Remarkable here, the layup goes down. And then Larry Johnson, ineffective throughout the series inside. Larry Johnson gets 2 interior baskets. Now, the interior game and offense for New York has been superior. Sprewell and Houston have outplayed Duncan and Robinson. But this is a very long game. San Antonio is organized and disciplined. I don't know if the Spurs realize just how many people they have to beat tonight in this building, Hannah.
And the Knicks don't win unless Camby goes back to what he did in Indiana. They need more out of him than fouls.
All right, meanwhile, the Wimbledon fortnight began today with no major upsets among the seeded players. On the men's side, Pete Sampras won in straight sets. The only player to struggle was third seed Yevgeny Selnikov, who was tied with Magnus Larsson 5-all in the 5th set when darkness fell. On the women's side, Steffi Graf, Monica Seles, and Venus Williams all won in straight sets. Graf, by the way, will be teamed with John McEnroe in the mixed doubles. Our coverage of Wimbledon gets underway Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll bring you over 35 hours of action from the All England club. In the WNBA, one game tonight, the expansion Orlando Miracle evened its record at 3-3, beating the Phoenix Mercury 80-76. In Salt Lake, 67-year-old Frank Layden, the coach of the Utah Stars, resigned today, citing the long work days and travel. He'll be replaced by assistant Fred Williams. The inaugural WNBA All-Star Game will be held here at Madison Square Garden, home of the New York Liberty, on Wednesday night, July 14th. You can cast your vote online at WNBA.com. Our next WNBA telecast is Saturday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, the Phoenix Mercury visiting the Detroit Shock. The Knicks lead the Spurs by 3. We'll send you back to Bob and Doug for the second half after these messages from your local station.
This has been the Prudential Halftime Report, brought to you by Prudential. Prudential, a leader in insurance, investments, real estate, and financial services. See why Prudential is today's rock-solid choice for your financial needs.
Back at Madison Square Garden, Bob Costas with Doug Collins. First thing, Doug, this feels more like what an NBA game, especially a finals game, should feel like. 49-46, shooting around 50%, more ball movement. Not like some of the games we've seen in the past that actually are a concern for the NBA. But a concern for the Knicks is this. They play clearly their best half of the series so far, but their lead at home is only 3.
Well, they start Marcus Camby, picks up 2 quick fouls. They get off to a great start, and then San Antonio, little by little, just keeps wearing them down. And when we look at the first half trends, it's again Duncan and Robinson. You see their big numbers. New York shot 46%, easily their best shooting, but the Spurs 51. Sprewell, Houston, and Johnson, 40 points on 30 field goal attempts, which is great. And more importantly, the Knicks got to the free throw line 2 more times. Allen Houston was 10 for 10.
We'll hear from Ahmad Rashad and Jim Gray and start the second half when we come back after this. And based on what we saw from Payne Stewart in this dramatic win at the U.S. Open yesterday, he may soon be joining Tiger Woods and David Duval on that Ryder Cup team. Always a part of our team, Jim Gray. Go, Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Bob. I just spoke to Chris Childs. He has a sprained knee, a medial capsule. He is questionable for the second half. I spoke to him. He's in a lot of pain. He says he wants to try and give it a go, but he's not sure how long or how effective. Ahmad?
All right, thanks, Jim. Greg Popovich is very happy with his team that they're really not out of the game. They stayed close enough. Could have been blown out. Happy with Antonio Daniels. Also said they got to start pushing the ball up the floor, get out of the half-court game, try to get some easy baskets. Bob?
Ahmad, thanks. Here we go. Quarter number 3. Ward behind the Johnson screen. Duncan takes him on a switch. Here's Sprewell with the jumper. Duncan goes to the floor, battling with Johnson for the rebound. Jump ball.
I think we really need to watch here in the third period also, too. Does Marcus Camby stay out of foul trouble? Looks like Tim Duncan there was holding his abdomen. And whether he got kicked or just strained something going for that loose ball on that rebound.
Duncan to jump against Johnson. The same size differential which has plagued Johnson throughout this series because of Nick injuries and foul trouble. Johnson has had to guard Duncan much of the time. The officials are just giving Duncan time now to catch his breath. And they have the ball boys mop up a little bit of moisture on the floor. But this avoids anybody having to use a timeout. Lets Duncan gather himself, and the Knicks get the tip.
And Tim Duncan was not ready for that. It looked like Larry Johnson quick jumped him.
Houston off target. Camby on the offensive glass. Sprewell will try it. And Robinson clears it. 3 shots on the first possession of the second half, and the Knicks come up empty.
And all jump shots.
Duncan is doubled. Ellie swings it around the perimeter. A 3 on the way, no good from Elliott. Back comes Ward. Sean Elliott has been a non-factor offensively so far through 2.5 games for the Spurs in the finals. Johnson's 3 isn't there. Robinson is for the rebound. Probably a double foul about to be called.
Well, you could see that happening all the way. Camby was bumping David Robinson as he tried to get into the post. He started the foul line. David sort of grabs him. There's a contact, and there's the shoulder, and then they go back at each other. And I know they're both going to get a double technical here.
Double personal and double technical.
See, that hurts New York more than it does San Antonio right now because now Camby picks up that quick third foul. So he has been marred in foul trouble with his first start here all season long.
It's the second foul on Robinson. No shots taken on the double technical.
So they'll go inside at Camby again to see if they can pick up the fourth. He's got to be smart here and not leave his feet.
It's Robinson, and there's the foul.
That was an emotional possession that time by Marcus Camby that got him and his team in trouble, Bob. You've got to step away from the personal confrontation there. 2 quick fouls, that's 4. Now you've got to come in with Kurt Thomas. That's a bad possession for the Knicks and Marcus Camby.
Camby fouled out of Game 2. He had 5 fouls and spent a long stretch on the bench because of it in Game 1. He's played 10 minutes in this game despite the fact that he started, and he's committed 4 fouls. The only good news for New York as Camby kicks the chair as he's sent to the bench. The only good news, Robinson missed the free throw.